Hey everybody, it's Street Top Flyer here. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the reloading bench here. This video is about Lee's new release of the Deluxe auto drum. So they've come out with a new version of the auto drum, and basically what they have is they have this knurled tightening nut down here, and it does two things. One, it gives you a really great grip on it, and then it also elevates it so that your powder, you don't have to use these risers to get clearance, or you shouldn't have to. There might be some cases where you want to still use one, but for the most part, this is going to get you the clearance over your other dies and also over your, Lee Safety Prime device. So this also is about an update kit, maybe even more so about an update kit. Now, the reason I'm doing this video over again, I previously did this, is because when I installed the update kit on my much older version of the Lee Auto Drum, I discovered a problem. And the problem was this: there's too much space in here, and even though it's all installed according to the instructions, I still have this play in here, this flopping around. It's easy to spin. And in the previous video, I was not very friendly to that. I don't like that. So anyway, long story short, I get on the phone, I talked to Lee, they were great. We spent a good time drilling down and realized that many years ago, this is probably 7 years old, maybe older. It's a very early version. Somewhere along the way, they added a little thing they call a orientation lock. And it goes around this piece right here and provides a little bit of space in there. So when this piece was made, it was made with that in mind. They've probably been doing this for maybe 6 years that way. So my problem could be your problem if you have a very old one and you decide to do this upgrade on it, which I think you might want to. So anyway, we're going to cover that. I'll show you more about that. It's easily solvable if you're interested, or you may choose to not upgrade at all, or just maybe get a whole new one. So that's what this video is going to be about. So bear with me. We'll go through the whole thing again, and I'll try to make an even better video this time. Okay, guys, we'll kind of go through the versions here. And as we go through this, I'll be putting up some pictures and those pictures are going to have some part numbers on them. That's the part number to the items if you're interested in, just to make it easy for you to find it so you don't have to go look at it. If you go on Lee's website, you find any product that they have, whether it's a press or one of the versions of the auto drum, you could go to that product. If you look down below, you'll see that there's a parts option and a hot link, and you click on that and it'll show all the parts that are available for whatever thing you're looking at. And you can order right off of that. They all have part numbers on it. You can also go to Titan Reloading, and they have a really good supply of even this little intricate parts. So you may want to check that out if you want to get any of this kind of stuff, including the upgrade kit and the actual powder measure itself. They have, when this comes in stock, this is early, it's not out yet. It's listed on their website just as out of stock as of making this video. That'll change pretty rapidly, I'm sure. So anyway, let's go through this and I'll tell you how I got here. So first of all, this is, like I said, about 7, maybe more now, I don't know, one of their very early versions. And so we'll call this 1.0. And later on they introduced, basically it's all the same, but they came out with this bottle adapter. This fits on you can screw a can of powder in there. I don't think many of us did that. I know I wasn't really interested in that option. And I didn't like that you couldn't just dump the powder back in. That was a habit that I think a lot of us developed. And then getting this plastic bottle with no way to lift the top off and throw the powder in. I just think it was kind of annoying for some people. If that was all you were used to, then probably didn't think one thing about it. Later on, and now they've come out with this update kit. This takes it to Deluxe. Now, one of the cool things about it is you get the proper original bottle, as I would say. But everybody will have a different opinion on that. But here's the upgrade part. And really, it's just an extended drop tube here. And also this nut that you can get your fingers on that's much better. Here's the old version. You can see it's a very small. If you had arthritis or something, it's maybe really tough for some guys. So I can see if you've lost some feel, or you've got some arthritis, or you just got old sore fingers like a lot of us do, this is a really nice option for swapping from one setup to another. So that's really what's in the kit for the upgrade. Now the new version of it comes with it, and again, I'll have a picture up with all those part numbers right on it, so it'd be easy for you to find when it comes in stock if you want to go that route. But so how the reason this came about, and the reason I found out about the new one, was I was looking. This is actually kind of an ironic part. So I was looking at, I was doing some reloading, and I was actually using this, and I thought, you know what, this thing's got a lot of miles on it. You can see, just some patina on it and everything. So I looked on their website, and they've got a whole bunch of parts, and sometimes they update parts to be a little better fit or anything like that. So I was looking, and I saw this. It's like $3, and it's got all the little basic internal parts, at least the plastic version. And I thought, yeah, I'll get that. So here's the ironic part. I just talked about how when I put this together in a previous video, the top spun freely on it. And I was like, that's weird. Told you the story about Lee. I hadn't even opened this kit yet. And it turns out that all along, I had the part I needed. So if you're wondering how I'm going to turn this video out so fast and get these parts in, I had it all along. I didn't even know it. So this part goes, when you take this apart, it goes right in here. We'll cover this more. But it fits right in here. Well, actually, I think it goes on this side. I'm not sure if that matters, but I'm going to put it on like the pictures. So it goes right in here. And like I said, mine never had it. So you can see there's a little bit of thickness to this. It's going to sit right like this when this is all put back together. Take up some space, provide a little restriction, a little friction, so that it just doesn't wobble around up there. So that's where we're at. I wanted to share that with you because I thought it was funny that after Walter had made a comment, I started looking around and I thought, I wonder if it might be what the part that I'm missing is in that kit. Now, I had never taken mine apart before, so I didn't lose it, and that's why I called Lee, and I'm like, what's going on, guys? I need to get the real deal on this story. So anyway, that's where the story comes in. So let's take this apart. We'll do the upgrade. I'll show you the part again some more, and we'll carry on from there. All right, so getting this apart, they give you a little instruction sheet here, and but I'll just do it with you here and show you that it's nothing to think it's difficult. So we're going to get in here. We're going to get under this O-ring with a little seal pick or a scribe or whatever's handy. We don't want to damage this O-ring because we want to hang on to it. I'll pull that off. So again, we're going to keep that. Now, this part has to come off. Hopefully you can see that okay. I'm going to move this bottle in case that's catching it. I'll try to get focused. So there's this little ring here, this little keeper. Mr. Lee called this the thing that looked like a top of a Timex watch. And I think he's right. Now that I'm looking at it like this, I can actually see this. Come on. Well, this thing, if you clear one side, I think you can just slide it. Oh, doggone it. Missed one key thing. You got to take this stem out. So if you're having trouble, don't do what I just did. So this is just a press fit. So very lightly, just wiggle it back and forth, and it'll come out like that. And now everything will make more sense. Duh. Okay, there we go. So if you get one of those out above, then it'll just kind of slip out like that. This is what it looks like. So let's go back to the part that I had all along that I didn't know about, that was missing from my original version. Well, this is probably revision A, and here's how it sits. I guess it's supposed to kind of keep this thing forward. There must have been some problems that I'm not aware of. So it fits into that slot right there. You see that? So if you go out to inspect yours to see if you need to order anything else, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that piece. It's up in there. I suppose it could be on the other side because the slot's identical. But all the pictures I saw showed it on the other side. Yeah, I think I would go with having it on this side right here. You may have to rotate this to get it in place. So basically, we're going to put this in here like that. And you notice they show the breakdown. Let me bring this up here. This is the instructions, and they show the breakdown. Take the washer off, take the little Timex watch looking thing off, take the knurl nut off, discard these, keep this. But you don't see that other part, and that's because even though it's kind of held in place by the tube, by this tube here, it doesn't probably want to fall out too bad. So they just didn't show that. But anyway, you got to have that because that space that this gives us, right there, you see that? That space is what you need to get friction. So here we are. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. And I'll show you one thing we want to do here. So I'm going to get to alcohol on a Q-tip. I'm going to go in here and clean this out really good because if there's any fine, you're using fine powders, man, if there's any oil residue or anything on there, it'll stick. And that's what we don't want. So the next step, I'm going to give you my super secret Treetop Flyer trick. And we're going to do one more thing. We're going to add graphite to the inside of this, and that'll make sure that no static can form either. So we're going to use this Blaster graphite dry lube. Now it says dry lube, but it goes on wet, which really makes it very useful. So what I do is I'll spray it on this Q-tip, I'll run it up in there, and I'll wipe it on all the internal part of that, and I'll create a film on the inside that's going to dry perfectly dry, and it's going to break any static and help anything like condensation from forming, and make sure that I have a nice tube for the powder to fall cleanly all the way every time I do a drop. I'm just going to do it in here, but you can also, I recommend this on all your powder handling devices, including your powder through dies. But you can go up in here, treat these, anything where the powder might touch, everything below to include the metering drum itself on all your powder measures. Doesn't matter. Do it on your RCBS, whatever you got. Everything will benefit from that. If you're in a humid area, this will help. If you're in an area that's dry, like I am sometimes of the year, I get a lot of static. This will really help those, everything work. So I'll cover this real quick. This stuff is really messy and it stains, so be careful with how you apply it, so you don't get it on something you don't want it on. So this stuff dries pretty quick, so I'm going to get in here, just get after it, and try to get as much in there as I can. I could probably just spray up in there, let it dry. Another option. I'm going to hit it one more time. Actually, I probably got some in there I can just pick up. Nice and wet like that. That's perfect. Get that all up in there. Nice static free, no cling. Oh yeah, awesome. Okay, now we've put our missing piece that I didn't have, and hopefully all of you do have. That could be just the one off. I'm going to slide this piece in here. See that, like that? Now it's much tighter in here. It's very snug now. Now this part, we put this in, we have to actually, it's a press fit. So you got to make sure you shove it all the way down and seat it. So that's pretty much it. Now there's quite a bit of resistance on this. And really, we're upgraded. Put your new bottle on there if you want. One thing I'll say too, and I don't know if this is my version or whatever, but my bottle never fit well. It was one of the things I noted many years ago when I first introduced this on a video, long time ago. But see how that doesn't fit? The new one is snug, and I like that. So all the way around, I'm totally improved with this. Now that I've gone back and looked at it, I think this is basically what I would want to do. Now, if you're coming from version 2.0 that has this bottle adapter, you're going to get one of these if you didn't like that. Maybe you've adapted by now. I will say, I'll put the parts up for it. You can buy just the container and the valve from Lee, or you can get it from, Titan Reloading. Check those part numbers. And you'll be able to just get this part if you just want to do that, even if you don't want to do this part. Okay, so let's put it on here and take a look at it. Put it on the press. I forgot to tell you to put that O-ring you saved earlier. Put that on there. That's one of the pieces we hung on to. We're going to just go ahead and spin this on. I'll tighten that down. Now this thing is actually quite stiff, so it doesn't turn. I don't know if you can see that. So it's not going to freewheel up there anymore. I think I just lost my adjustment there, but anyway, so see, and it's actually the other one's kind of wobbled a little bit. Mine did, so this thing is much more stable sitting up there. Maybe it's that new part, or maybe it's that part I never had, or I don't know. Now, here's the fun part. So check this out. I got a little intel while I was talking to the Lee folks there. This new version was created for a new press that's coming out. I know, right? So they have made a new version of the Lee Classic turret press, which is by far my favorite press on planet Earth that I've ever used. So I don't know how I feel about that, but there's a new version, and he described it to me a little bit. It uses breech locks instead of maybe this turret setup that's like that. So you got your breech locks. You put your dies back in your die box. What else? It has kicks the shell out. It's going to come in, I think he said, up to 6 stations. So that's pretty interesting. I haven't seen it. Don't have the pictures. You guys are getting first clue on this. So we'll see where it goes. I'm interested. I don't know if I could give up my classic turret press or not, but live and learn. Sounds like interesting. I'm always a turret press fan. I've not upgraded to the progressives. For me, it's just a little bit too much going on, and I like reloading, so I like the hands-on. So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye out for that, guys. Guys, I hope you liked the video. Once again, I've got a Rumble channel. Same name. I'll put a badge up so you can see it. It's Treetop Flyer, F-L-I-E-R. Put that in the search window over at Rumble. And if you like, come over and subscribe to me. Love you, have you. We don't know how long we're going to be doing this kind of stuff on. I've been saying it for years. It's dicey. It's always been, hit or miss. I've had to take videos down. There's more stuff over on Rumble than isn't over here. Anyway, bless everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope this was a good update version of this video. And we'll take care and we'll catch you on the next one.